I just wanted to give a little bit of a helpful video to anybody that buys a July's Song polycarbonate greenhouse. The directions are not that great, they're okay, but one thing you need to bear in mind is when they say left and right on the parts, that's looking at the outside. You're actually constructing this thing from the inside when you're putting it together. So even though that says that is the right hand side, that's actually going to be on the left when you're putting it together, because that's just the way they did it. You'll want to make sure when you're putting it together that you tighten these screws down pretty good. Those don't have to be so tight. And that's for when you're sliding the polycarbonate sheets in. If you don't do that, you're just going to push the bottom off and you're going to have to start over again. This is the back. I've already done the front. The front took me about 3 hours till I figured out everything's backwards. So anyway, this is fairly straightforward. Some of the screws, you'll notice this angle plate is not in place, and it says not to put that in place in the directions. That's correct. You do that afterwards. Otherwise, it's going to be in your way when you're putting the sheets in. You got your T-nuts in the slot. And once again, that plate's off. There'll also be a plate up there. Everything comes pretty well packaged. Most of the screws are the same size. If there's any that are different size, they'll be in a separate baggie that looks like it's only for the door, but it actually has 2 little wrenches in there, which I didn't know till just now. And this is all your odd sized hardware. Note also that it says a 6x4x6 greenhouse. It is. It's 6 feet wide, 4 feet deep, 6 feet tall. I thought the dimensions were the other way. It'll still work where I'm going to put it though. I'm building mine inside because I can just barely get the front and back panels out the door. The rest of it will have to go together outside. So, best I can tell by the directions, these channels will go with the lip on the top on both sides. And I've actually got that one backwards. Okay, I've changed that. These plastic clips, the small part goes over the inside, and the way you can check if it's done right is you can slide it over, and if it lines up the channel there, you know you got it in the right place. That's an easy way of checking. I was going to caulk this, but I'm just going to have to do it afterwards and do the best I can. Otherwise, I don't think I would have had time to put it all together without setting up and trying to get it square. It just wasn't going to happen. And one last little hint, when you're putting it together, pay extremely close attention to the numbers on these. Because the polycarbonate panels, there are many different sizes, and it's real easy to put the wrong one in the wrong place, and then you have to take it back out. May or may not be the easiest thing. It also says on these to put this little plastic bridge strip in first before you slide it into the channel. Absolutely do that, because once it's in the channel, it's virtually impossible to get this thing to go in there. And they really don't tell you which way this goes. One side is a little bit bigger than the other. I'm thinking the large side's actually supposed to be on the inside, but I don't know. I put it on the outside. So, yeah, put your panels together, then insert them in the frame. So the back, they should have had you build the back first. That would have made a lot more sense, I think. You could have learned easier. And this is the front. These in particular are pretty hard to get in. You just kind of have to work it down, trying to get the plastic up into that slot, and at the same time working that T-nut down into that channel. Very hard, but once everything's together, you can just kind of bump it on the top and it'll all shift into place. I hope you guys find this useful. Maybe it'll save you a little bit of time. If I'd had this video, it would have saved me about 2 hours. Have a blessed day.